Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome back to Planet Crafter. We're in the Moons Update dev branch and there's been some more news today, so I thought I'd bring it to you. And there have been a few changes, some that are very notable, so a lot to have a look at. Let's get stuck in. Right, you will notice Selenea looks a little different than it did before. There's still moss and stuff. A little bit of patchy grass. This is a moon. I didn't expect it to really go too hard on the terraformation. So yeah, we've got trees. We're at 2 TTI, so we've reached the max that we needed to for this. Let's have a look at the news, and we start at the extraction platform with the Interplanetary Rocket. Look at the cost of that. So before it was just the first two lines, the super alloy, the rocket's engine, the osmium rod, and the different quartzes. They have added 2 fusion energy cells and an energy multiplier fuse. And basically they've said that they just want to preserve the sense of adventure and increase the value of the exchange shuttles. So that's quite a bit. And considering that you can't make energy fuses, well, not yet anyway, that's pretty expensive. So you're going to have to plan your visits to the planets very well. And it just does add that little bit of extra to the game. But the next thing that was mentioned was you can no longer create portals. Now, in between the episodes here, I did go through a portal, as you can see. I got to the other side, I went and collected, and when I came back, the portal had actually dropped through the floor. So I had to do some fancy tricks to get back here, including F4ing out to above the place, and then I couldn't get back to this area. So I had to create another portal generator and then close the portal from where I was, and it brought me back here. So it was pretty insane, and yeah, well, it doesn't matter anymore because there will no longer be any portals in this area. And while we were standing around here, maybe you noticed this. We'll have a look at this. It does look ultra cool though, and I think it's an asset that I'm probably going to use. But I'll show you where we got that from. Okay, so in my first look at Selenea, I didn't build this blueprint screen, and there are a few things in this blueprint screen that I didn't notice. First of all, we have a vehicle speed T4, we have a recycling 2 that we've seen, growth multiplier fuse, the mega dome, which we've just had a look at, and blazar quartz, the ability to make blazar quartz. And that brings us to this machine that will allow us to make blazar quartz. But in this latest little update, we can also, if we've unlocked it, make trade rocket multiplier fuses. Takes a couple of selenium and a fuse cartridge, some quartz, and now we can make fuses. Look at that. And I now have a fuse in my inventory. So I'm thinking that there will probably be the ability to make other fuses and also craft the other quartzes, the quasar and magnetar. And if we have a look at the planetary screen, the last thing to unlock is the cosmic quartz after the trade rocket multiplier. Onto the recycler tier 2, if you haven't seen it before, this is what it looks like. You can put things in, and it puts things out. Now this is great. It makes it easier to do something like that, and then we wait for a very small moment and we have the osmium. This is fantastic if you want to minimize the items that you're bringing over from another planet. It's really good. I mean, obviously you won't have it on the first planet that you travel to, but when you get to Selenea you will, and it does make it easier because there is a severe shortage in this area of super alloy and osmium, and I haven't seen iridium or uranium here either. So those 4 rods are going to be very necessary, and they have set it that it will not do any recycling if this side is full, so you won't be wasting stuff and having things disappear. The next thing they've done is they've fixed up the map, because some people had that issue. I can't remember if I ever had it, but I saw pictures where people displayed their map and it had all sorts of other resources showing on the map, but those resources weren't actually for this map, they were from another planet. So yeah, that's fixed now, and we only have this lot. Another thing we didn't cover was the vehicle, and yeah, the vehicle's good fun and very necessary for Selenea. It's probably necessary for every planet if you've got it, but there was an unlock for it. So let's just hop over to the blueprint screen briefly, and there is the unlock for T4 speed increase. We'll hop over to the vehicle bay, and the T4 speed increase is right here. I think it should probably have been after that one, but that's fine, it's over here. you only need one of the T3 speed increase chips. Then a couple of explosive powder, a couple of seleniums, and a blazer. So you can't actually make this one at all until you get to this planet, because none of the other planets that we've been to so far have selenium. But it does make it good fun, because if you bring a fully kitted vehicle with you, your oxygen is sorted out. And it's good for when you get here early and there isn't oxygen. It will definitely help you. Another thing, speaking about being here early on, is if you watched my previous episode, you'll have noticed that there wasn't a lot of ice around. Well, apparently the ice was added back, but I don't think it's going to be around for me now, because I'm already at over 2 TTI. But look how fast this vehicle is. It's really good. Gets you around. Yeah, the ice is important because you need the ice to make water in the early part of your exploration on this planet. Anyway, I'm going to head back to our little base. And in case you're wondering, yeah, I think this vehicle is significantly faster than the jetpack. Absolutely. Oh, and back to that fuse, just by the way, you can automate them. I don't see any way to automate the cartridges, these fuse cartridges, but you can automate the trade rocket multiplier fuse if you'd like to do something like that. And there have been a few other changes, like improving the landing of the interplanetary trade rockets that were floating up in the air for some people. That's been fixed. They've done a lot of tweaks on the planet itself. There were a couple of places that you could get underneath the map. And there probably will be for a long time. It's quite a big map, and there's lots of little nooks and crannies that you might get yourself caught in. And they've also fixed errors with the elevator systems. Now, I know that the elevators in that building and in the one over on this side that connects with the cable car, top over here, and that one. So apparently there was an issue with the elevators. I didn't see it personally. But then I didn't spend a lot of time in there. I used the elevators, they both seemed to work, but whatever issues there were, they were fixed. But yes, to finish things off, this is the Megadome. And we will just, quick reminder where it was. In the blueprints, it unlocked somewhere close to 2 TTI. I think this was 2 TTI was the last one. So just before that, we get the Megadome, which is a beautiful central type hub for your base if you'd like to use it for that. And the cost is... it happens to be down in the biomass area. I wonder if that means we could put a farm in there. So that's the cost. It is super expensive. Lots of blazer, a couple of super alloy rods, and 3 selenium. So another structure that we wouldn't be able to build before we get to Selenea. But as a test, no, we cannot put farms inside. So I have no idea why it's under the biomass section. Do we put an ecosystem in here? Nope. Animals? Nope. Yeah, it seems out of place. It kind of feels like this should be up in the base building area. But I suppose you could put decorations in here. Absolutely, you can. And on this little moon, it gets super dark. At night, in the middle of the night, it gets seriously dark. But that is what I have for this one. I'm not going to be going too much through the existing buildings until the actual playthrough. And the playthrough for this update, I'm going to begin from my Humble DLC playthrough, because this update really only begins once you finish terraforming your first planet, whether it be Prime or Humble. But a lot of exciting things happening. So if you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Leave me your comments, let me know your thoughts, and let me know if you're excited about this update. I am, for sure. I will definitely be doing a playthrough of this update and playing with the Megadome, which is super expensive, but should be fun. And now we just need to keep an eye out for the next update, which will probably bring in the new moon called Aquilus. And that sounds very much like a water planet. But thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, cheers!